What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Game Plan Pod. I'm Peter.
I'm Vincent.
And I'm Henry.
Today we're talking about the NBA Conference Finals. So in the West, we have the San Antonio Spurs taking on the number 1 seed Oklahoma City Thunder, led by two-time MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And over in the East, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers flying to New York to take on the Knicks. So that should be a very good series. We'll see where that goes. Yes. But first, there was probably one of, if not the greatest NBA playoff game of all time happened last night, where the Spurs, led by Victor Wembanyama's 40-point, 20-rebound game, defeated my Oklahoma City Thunder in double overtime. And what are you guys' thoughts on that game one and the series in general?
I mean, that was one of the craziest games I watched, especially Wemby's shot to tie the game up in the first OT. Yeah. It was pretty crazy. It was going back and forth, really. Both teams just playing great basketball towards the end. It was just unbelievable. And I just think that Wemby made a big difference with his performance, and just they came out on top, and the Spurs were just a dominant team last night.
There's a difference between being the best player and the most dominant player. Statistically, Shai is the best player in the league. Based off of, he won the MVP. But last night on the court, Victor Wembanyama was clearly the most dominant player in basketball. There's nothing you can do. Now, I'm going to try not to laugh while saying this. A 41-24 rebound triple-double. When has it ever happened?
What do you mean triple-double?
Sorry, double-double.
Yeah.
Just
what?
David Robinson did that.
Okay, that's like if you're gonna say like Will or whatever, like that doesn't.
That's count. 90s.
Like,
come on.
Modern, like that is true. That is 90s. But
David Robinson.
Modern NBA, where I feel like everybody is beyond athletic and tall and can get a board. 24 rebounds over Chet, Hartenstein, for me, I think that's the most impressed I've ever been in a single game performance.
Honestly,
in a long time.
This is insane.
As an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, I completely agree with you. Shai's the best player on the planet, but he's stoppable. He's a guard. You can send two. You can send 2-3 bodies.
I mean, we saw it against Lakers.
It forced him to pass the ball. If you double team Wemby with like a Case and Wallace, he could put the ball up here.
Now I will say this.
That's the problem. That's why
Wemby just
right
towers over everyone.
Victor Wembanyama is the most dominant player in the NBA.
You
right
give
now.
the
It's
Thunder
really difficult to stop.
You give the Thunder Rui Hachimura, they're winning the finals.
But that's exactly what happened last night. We have. You
guys can't.
It's because
snaps for Caruso, man. Like he got the ball when it mattered. And he made his shots. Now, when I was watching the series against the Lakers and seeing Shai double team, triple team, you pass out to Isaiah Joe, Lou Dort, whatever. It's brick after brick after brick. If they make their 3-pointers in this series, they'll win.
And that's the thing, and that's
because they're leaving.
What Mark Daniel has to do, because he completely botched the lineup last night. He was playing Aaron Wiggins for 10 minutes. He should not be playing in this series because he did not play this entire playoffs at all. And when you put him in, he went over 3 with 3 open threes. That could have been Isaiah Joe, who shot 42% from 3 this year. That could have been Jared McCain, who's shooting 60% from 3 in the playoffs.
Now, what I will
that could have been AJ Mitchell, who's been dominant. Why are we putting Aaron Wiggins in? I love Aaron Wiggins. I have an Aaron Wiggins jersey. Why is he in there during the Spurs? He should not play. Give Isaiah Joe minutes because he's been down, but he is our best 3-point shooter. He needs to play.
I can confirm
that's
a very
why
good 3-point shooter from 2K.
Yeah. And that is why I think Hartenstein, you're not going to see him much in this series. I guarantee you. Because Shai's going to get double teamed. Hartenstein cannot spread the floor. That's why Jay Will is going to spread the floor, and he's going to play more minutes than Isaiah Hartenstein this series.
So for everybody listening, take the over on Wemby rebounds, everything.
Yeah,
honestly,
the fact that you're considering the fact
it
that
forces us not to play Isaiah Hartenstein,
which is crazy because that is exactly what you need for a guy like Wemby. You need size.
Honestly, dude. like, I get Mark Daniel, like, with his defensive schemes and everything. Why are we not putting a guy like Hartenstein on Wemby? Why are we not trying that? Because Hartenstein's a big body. And
Chet sucks.
Chet
Chet
can't guard
sucks.
Wemby.
Can't guard Wemby. Chet is a
Hartenstein-
little baby.
Hartenstein can make him work. Caruso's too short. I mean, Caruso and Jada were on the entire game. He made it tough for him. He got 40 and 20. It didn't work. You have to change it up. You have to double team him every single time and leave the worst 3-point shooter on the floor. And that's why their small ball lineup with Devin Vassell playing the 4 is a really good lineup. Because, yes, you might be small ball, but Isaiah Hartenstein's not doing anything offensively, so it doesn't affect it. So I don't think there's going to be any change to the starting lineup because Mark Daniel said last night at a press conference, starting lineups don't mean shit. It's the rotations that matter throughout the game. Starting lineups don't matter because he takes the first guy out.
Well, I mean, he's talking about rotations and he doesn't put the best players on his team on the court. Like, why is Mitchell not playing?
AJ Mitchell needs to play.
Why is he not playing?
Needs to be on the
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel like you guys have to use more. Like you have to play more of the bench players a lot more than like you said, Isaiah Joe, just to keep them fresh. Because obviously Wemby's just insane, and maybe the OKC is deeper than the Spurs, but just to keep them like fresh, so they can't. You have to keep adjusting to the game plan because the Spurs is definitely the toughest matchup you've had in the playoffs. This whole playoffs. It's not even a question.
It's the toughest matchup period because you have to deal with
Wemby,
the most dominant player on the
insane
on the planet ever.
He's 7'4".
When have you ever seen a 7'4" center shooting like Curry? What do?
It's impossible.
There's nothing to do. The only way the Thunder win this series, in my opinion, is I already said it. They're gonna continue to double team. The Spurs are gonna continue to double team Shea. That's exactly what happened against the Lakers, and it worked. If the Lakers had Luka and played, honestly better. Now I'm not gonna say that we're gonna beat the Thunder, but it's a more competitive game. All the Thunder need to do is make their threes. If the Thunder make their threes, they can run away with the game easily.
But the Spurs know that, and the Spurs are forcing us to take threes, and that's why
I firmly believe that the Spurs will win,
and that's why Isaiah Hartenstein's not going to play.
And I also think that the Spurs will beat the Knicks. I think transitioning quickly to the Knicks versus Cavs series. I have the Knicks taking care of business rather easily.
Yeah,
rather easily. I'm giving it 6 max.
Max. I'm saying 5.
Maybe they take 2 in Cleveland. Maybe, but they're not. It's going to be 2-0 going to Cleveland.
I'm saying 5.
I'm going to say 5 as well. So then going to the finals.
Well, let's talk about it, Ali.
We'll talk about it in a second, but I just want to go back because I'm going to say the Spurs. I have the Spurs winning it all. I don't see anybody stopping Wemby.
It's impossible. You have to double him.
He's so unbelievably dominant, and this is why I said you give the Thunder Rui Hachimura. He's a free agent. That should be one of the biggest players that you guys go after. You guys need 3-point shooting because that would change this series around like that.
The stupid thing is we have 3-point shooting.
You do, but they're like okay players. Like if you're the head coach of the Thunder and you're in a do or die situation, would you rather put who's a very good 3-point shooter as well as a very good big name player
on our team or in general?
In general,
Rui.
Right. Would you rather have Rui or Isaiah Joe?
Well, Rui's significantly more expensive. He's going to get a huge contract.
But the point I'm trying to make is that the players that you have that are better at 3-point shooting than some of your starters or other guys are like Jared McCann. Now, I'm not hating on Jared McCann at all. He's a phenomenal basketball player. But if you're the head coach of the Thunder in a playoff situation, like a do or die situation, are you really putting Jared McCann on the court?
Yeah, he's been really good.
I know he has been really good.
He's been good with those.
Jared McCain is
He's been good.
He's actually one of the guys I actually really do trust. And also,
he's been very good.
Another positive that came from last night was Cason Wallace. He played.
I was going to say Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Jared McCain. These are 3 players who have weaknesses. I mean, Jared McCain is a horrific defender. He's not a good defender.
But he's learning. He's not horrific. He's learning.
He's just on the
He's just a little on the weaker side.
Having him on the court with a guy like Wemby, if you guys are playing without Hartenstein especially, only adds to the Spurs, only helps the Spurs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it only makes your team smaller. It's going to be, in my opinion, very, very, very tough for the Thunder to win this series. And I honestly think it's going to come down, and I haven't even thought about this until now, I think J-Dub's going to have to really step up. Because if they're
you need him.
You need him.
You need everyone to step up to stop the.
And look, he did step up last night. His first game back
He did.
in 26 days, and he had 26 points.
Yep.
I'm not hating on him, but that's not what I meant by that.
I know.
He played amazing, but you need him to continue doing that.
And to do that, you have to give him the ball. Shea completely sold last night. J-Dub should have taken more shots down in the end. Now, did J-Dub sell completely in, I don't even remember, it was the first overtime or in the fourth quarter? He did by taking that shot. And then Wemby got a breakaway three-pointer in the logo. That was ridiculous. But what I'm saying is it's not the end of the world because let's look at last year. Second round, Denver. It went to 7. We lost game 1 in that series.
Yep.
Let's look at the finals. Indiana. We lost game 1 in that series.
You have to keep in mind the game went to OT, double OT.
You guys were
down.
Very
down.
You guys came back.
And
you guys were right there.
It was a very competitive game.
We're not going to act like this was a blowout.
It was a very competitive game, and that was literally.
But that's what every game's going to be.
That was literally the worst game I've ever seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander play, and he still ended up with 26 and 10. But I've never
let me
seen
ask
him
you a
play
follow-up.
that bad. That's not happening again. I guarantee.
Let me ask you
I feel like there's going to be a competitive game each and every game.
Is that what's gonna happen against this team?
It's not I'll tell you why.
Because we saw them in the regular season.
Dude.
They went 1-3. Yes, they were injured, but they did go 1-3 against the Spurs. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Again, my question is, if he looked that bad last night, do you think that his confidence is down? And do you think that he will make a bounce-back game?
He will 100% have a bounce-back game. Look, he's not going to have a terrible game like that. Because
he did have a double-double, by the way.
He did have a double-double. Stats were inflated because it didn't go to double OT. But the thing is, he was getting good shots. It's not like he was he did have a lot of bad shots where he was step back 3 brick.
Mm-hmm.
But he
should not be taking
down the stretch. He was getting a lot of good shots that he just missed, and that's not gonna happen again. And the Spurs got lucky with that. And Wemby was making a lot of shots he's not gonna make again. That logo shot is not his shot. He's actually statistically shooting less than 30% from 3 in the playoffs. So
it was a wide open shot.
Every player was playing great yesterday. I feel like every player was playing amazing yesterday. It was a competitive game.
I still believe in OKC because I think Mark Daniel has a game plan where they're going to slow down Wemby somehow.
But we also have to.
You can't count OKC
other players
out.
too.
You can't count them out.
We were talking about it earlier before the pod. Dylan Harper is.
He's a
phenomenal player.
He is
phenomenal player, and you also just mentioned they have Vassell, who's also a phenomenal player, and Stephon Castle. I mean, those 3 players that I just named. I mean, maybe 13 isn't the best, but Devin Vassell at 13, Harper at 24. And what's his name? Castle at 17.
But Devin Vassell, he's their best defensive player besides Wemby, obviously.
Right. Yeah. Wemby, how many blocks did he have? 5? Something ridiculous like that?
I think only had 3, something like that. But.
He had 3 blocks. I apologize. 3 blocks. He did have a crazy block against Shea, though. Yeah. Crazy block in the corner. Did you see that replay? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I saw it on Instagram this morning. I didn't see it during the. It was.
You sent that to me this morning. I remember that.
It was a sick.
But you know what? You know what this series reminds me of? The 2016 Western Conference Finals, where the Oklahoma City Thunder took on the 73-9 Warriors. What happened? OKC had Russell Westbrook in his prime, Kevin Durant in his prime before he went to Golden State. Mm-hmm. In Golden State, in 73-9 Warriors, OKC took Game 1 and took the world by storm. Everyone thought this young team was going to win this series and take over Golden State as a new face of the league. What happened next? OKC blows a 3-1 lead, and then Golden State goes to the finals, and then we know what happens after that.
Yeah.
See, my response to that is that I just don't see that happening. And based off of the way players specifically Chet was like a brick out there last night.
He was choking.
Chet
he was not
is
good.
one of those things this series. He's not going to do good this series.
He was lost.
And that's not going to change. His confidence when he goes against Wemby is diminished, and that's coming from an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. Like, he completely changes. Like, he's like struggling to dribble the ball. He's hesitating. He doesn't really do anything on defense. I mean, he is just a brick out there.
And
that's the Wemby effect.
Another thing to really think about is Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
Caruso had 31.
Yeah.
Put up 14 threes.
And he did a lot that wasn't on the box score, I'll tell you that.
I can promise you, talk about not happening again. You said Shea's not going to miss his shots again. You said that he's had some horrible looks, but also some good looks that he just should have made.
Yeah.
I will put anything you want on the fact that Caruso will not have 15 again. Maybe not 20, whatever. So a follow-up question, what are the Thunder going to do to get 30? Where are those 31 points going to come from next game?
You have to play Isaiah Joe.
I'm not going to say he's going to be scoreless.
I was looking at his stats. He has a great 3-point shot.
AJ Mitchell had 2 points probably. That's where the points are going to be coming from. You have to give AJ Mitchell the ball, J-Dub, Chet, Shea. It's going to be a very defensive series, and you need to rely on this bench.
Caruso averaged 6 points in the regular season. 6 points.
Yeah.
31 is...
But
regular season is just so different.
We know
still,
that.
Caruso put up 31 in this game.
I mean, I don't even... He hasn't even had... You look at the playoffs. He had, against the Lakers, he had 5, 5, 6, 9. Against the Suns, 2, 7, 13, 14. So, again, I guess your answer is Isaiah Joe, but do you have that much trust in Isaiah Joe?
That just goes into the fact the Spurs game plan. They didn't care that he was hitting 3 after 3. They were going to leave him.
Open every time.
They would rather leave the hottest guy on the court open every time
than give the ball to Shea.
Let Shea go 1-on-1.
Which is so smart.
They lock Shea down.
Would you not?
No, that's the game plan.
Would you, if you were the Spurs head coach, would you do the exact same thing?
Same thing.
And guess what?
Then it paid off and they won.
Isaiah Joe and Jared McCain, they better fucking play. I better not see Aaron Wiggins out there. Hardenstein, I better not see out there. Jared
McCain has been great for OKC, I think. And Isaiah Joe has a great 3-point shot. I think they can factor
what
into
did
the
we
wins.
shoot from 3?
We
didn't even shoot bad because of Caruso. Without Caruso, no, below.
Right here. You guys shot 38. It looks like you guys shot 38%.
But without Caruso, we had 9 threes.
Yeah.
9
threes.
Caruso shot over 50% from 3.
Yeah, he was 8 for 14 and 3.
14. That's what? That's 50, that's 57%.
I'm saying Jared McCain did have 18 minutes, but Isaiah Joe should get more. He has 0 right here.
Isaiah Joe didn't play.
He didn't even.
That's insane.
He should be playing. I completely agree with that. Definitely over Aaron Wiggins. I like Isaiah Joe, like you said, but you have to switch up the game plan when adjusting to different teams. You can't always run out the same game plan. The Spurs adjusted and look, it paid off.
Don't play Isaiah Joe at all, and then give all those minutes to Jared McCain.
I was gonna say going back to McCain real quick.
I trust Jared McCain.
Is it worth it to have him on the court? If I'm not gonna say it's a defensive liability, but again, if you have no Hartenstein on the court, the size. It's honestly going to be such an interesting thing to watch what the Thunder head coach does because it's really it's so complicated to figure out. All right, we know what we need to do. We need to hit the 3, but if we put players in who can hit the 3, who the hell is going to guard Wemby? It's a mental game.
Now transitioning to the Eastern Conference Finals, like I said before, we have the Knicks taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and me and Henry think it's going to be a pretty easy series. And Vincent still has the Knicks winning. You still have it as a quick series.
I don't think it's to be a quick series. I don't know why. I just think that with the whole time they've had off, yes, they get the rest up. OG comes back. They're going to be much more rested than the Cavs. They play back-to-back 7-game series, so they might be more tired. But I don't know if they're going to being off for a long time. That might kill the momentum a little bit. And might make them feel a little rusty after not playing for over a week. So sometimes momentum is killed by that. But at the same time, I think the Knicks still are going to win. Could it be a 7-game series? Maybe. Maybe the Cleveland pushes it to 6. I could see that too. But I don't think the Knicks are going to sweep they're not going to sweep like they did to the Sixers.
I will stand on this take. The 76ers are a far better team than the Cavs.
No, then.
Far better. You compare everybody. Compare everybody. Center. I would much rather play against. Do they consider Jared Allen or Evan Mobley? Who's their center? Jared Allen or Evan Mobley?
I think
It's Allen.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you rather guard Allen or Embiid? Would you rather guard Donovan Mitchell or Tyrese Maxey?
That's close.
I am taking Maxey, bro. Maxey is quick.
Well, Maxey's better. I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maxey is better than
Maxey's better.
Maxey
Don't
is
get me
better.
wrong. I still think Donovan Mitchell's a far, not far.
I think Cleveland's a better
a
team.
a good player. Of course, he's a superstar. However, in my opinion, well, he's a top 15 player. That's a superstar. No. What would you consider a superstar? Top 10?
Is he a top 15 player? I'm trying to think.
Who, Maxey?
Well, then you're only proving
No,
my
Donovan
point.
Mitchell.
You're only proving my
No,
point.
I
then.
know. I'm just not a big Donovan Mitchell fan.
Like there's nobody on the Cavs that like really scares me. I mean, like
Yeah.
of course you have James Harden, but James Harden is not Houston
He's
James
terrible.
Harden. He's what?
Terrible.
35,
Yeah.
36.
He's older.
I mean, he's still a good basketball player.
He's
get me
not in his
wrong,
prime,
but he's
though.
not nearly in his prime anymore. We just played one of the best rookies in the league, VJ Edgecombe, who, I mean, he was pretty contained, I would say, in games 3 and 4. Games 1 and 2, he looked really good. Games 3 and 4, we contained him. Same thing with Paul George. Paul George went off in every first quarter in every game, and then he sucked. Maxey had one of the worst series for him I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Maxey played awful. He played awful, and I don't know if that was just because he didn't shoot well from 3 at all. But again, I feel like every time he drove, he wasn't getting any foul calls. I mean, because we weren't fouling him, 1. But 2, he also wasn't making his layups. Embiid was babied by Mitchell Robinson. And in my opinion, I think that the physicality and the potential the 76ers have compared to the Cavs is far higher. I think that the Sixers have a higher... Yeah, so Philly just overall, I mean, in my opinion, the ceiling of that team, and also just the Cavs don't scare me. Philly scares me, I'm not going to lie. Even though we swept them, they still have players that have, again, I don't know if you mentioned, but I believe you might have, but Embiid is injured. And he's been injured for a long... He's just injured, period. He's always injured.
He'll never be on.
He'll never be uninjured at this point. But, again, I just feel like this again, you have to keep in mind, they beat the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
I know Tatum...
More people were scared to face the Sixers and thought the Knicks matched up better against the Celtics at first. A lot of
the
people
Knicks
thought that.
by far match up better against the Cavs, in my opinion. Again, I firmly believe that I would much rather play Philadelphia, and we saw what happened there. I just don't see a reality where the Knicks don't absolutely put belt to ass.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
However, they're not winning the finals.
I really hope they win the
I
finals.
literally don't see an aspect of the game of basketball where Cleveland is better than New York. I mean, Brunson is superior to Donovan Mitchell. He mogs Donovan Mitchell. OG is going to shut down Evan Mobley.
Well, let's hope that he's playing, and let's hope that he's okay.
He's
Probable. He's had a week. He's pretty much had a week of more than a week of rest.
James Harden is going to crumble when they put either McCall or Josh Hart on him. He's going to crumble and average 10 turnovers a game.
If I was them, I would put Josh Hart on them.
And then you have Max Strus and Dean Wade as the guys to save the series. It's just not going to happen.
No.
Donovan Mitchell's going to get booed because he didn't come to New York in free agency. He's going to get booed because he didn't request to get a trade to New York. Mm-hmm. Remember that when he was the Jazz? Mm-hmm. He was favored to go to New York.
Well, didn't he want to go to New York and they chose Brunson over him? Or no?
They didn't
Brunson
choose
was
Brunson.
a free agent. They signed Brunson.
No,
I know they signed Brunson. I'm saying
They also play different. You can have Donovan Mitchell on the court, and you could have Brunson on the court.
But yeah,
they wouldn't
Donovan Mitchell.
getting Brunson wouldn't be then we're not getting Mitchell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.